Friends, in this video we're going to talk about lottery as a business or a profit center for government to make money. What are the pros and cons? Kerala is one state which is successfully running lottery business. Among the various other states who are also trying to do the same. It's really interesting to see what are the reasons of the success of lottery business in Kerala. If you look at the revenues from lottery business to the state of Kerala, it has been gradually increasing from the year 2007 to till date. If you look at the figures, in 2019-20 it touched almost 10,000 crores. Of course, during 2021, because of the COVID issues, problems and all, the revenue came down to close to 5,000 crores, and 21-22 again it picked up gradually to 7,200 crores. This year again it has picked up, and the recently concluded Onam bumper lottery, Kerala is aiming at making almost 40 crores profit only from the Onam bumper. After hiking the prize money of the Onam bumper to a whopping 25 crores first prize, and the ticket price is increasing to 500 rupees each, the entire 54 lakhs numbers of lottery tickets were sold out. Almost 28% of the total cost of the lottery ticket goes as the GST, which is going to be equally shared by the central government and the state government. Further, the prize money attracts income tax. So there are pros and cons of lottery being treated as a source of income or a business entity. On one side, people ask, if gambling is called illegal activity, then isn't lottery a sort of a gambling? And government promoting gambling? Why lottery is doing a best business in Kerala? The reasons one could look at: the risk being very low as compared to the returns, and general sense of financial insecurity you have among the people, and we are actually exploiting that feeling of insecurity. It could also become an addiction to people, like what happens with all sorts of gambling, getting addicted to purchasing more and more lottery tickets. In fact, you can see that lottery is more popular among underprivileged section of the society, the lower income group. And during festival reasons, there is a big urge for spending money on various things, including lottery tickets. Obviously, government can claim that the transparency in the management of lottery business has also promoted a good number of people to buy more and more lotteries. There has been cases people have been buying 50 to 100 tickets every day. Basically, it points down to a fact that people, especially at the lower income group, they need more and more education on the financial management. Probably people are not aware of multiple avenues of investing money or spending money or trying to make more money or money grow. So people are not aware of the systematic investment plans like SIPs, mutual fund investments. Like in the case of lottery, if people start spending or investing more into SIPs and other things, that will also generate a lot of economic growth and employment opportunities. So financial literacy program is very, very important, which government can really play a big role. It could be through Kudumbashree units or village sections or village associations or NGOs. Even when it comes to the winners of the lottery in the past, you can see that there is tremendous financial mismanagement by the people who win the lottery. A majority of these winners have ended up spending all this money in undesirable ways, and unfortunate things have happened and they become broke very soon. One very good thing about Kerala state is that the government is actually utilizing a majority of the fund generated through lottery business in various social welfare programs such as old age pensions, widow pensions and disability pensions. The central government also uses a share of the profit from the lottery business into developmental projects. So when it comes to the question of whether it is right to make profit out of lottery business by governments, there are many factors one needs to think. On one side, the benefits of utilizing the money for social development programs, and on the other side, the negative impact of gambling tendency. There has been many cases of gambling becoming an addiction and leading to financial problems by lower strata of the society. So it's very important that government should step in and have some control. That means some regulations on gambling and also protecting the consumers from undesirable influences. For example, government can regulate the age. Age factor is very important when it comes to gambling tendency. Or some restrictions on the amount of money spent by each individual. based on the income level what they are having. So definitely all governments should be always on the lookout for alternative methods for raising money. The primary reasons for governments to run lottery is definitely to generate revenue. But definitely government should aim at reducing the burden on the taxpayers because of this revenue generation that can be utilized in some social welfare programs. One plus point about lottery is that it is purely voluntary. Unlike taxes which are mandatory, individuals can choose to participate in a lottery. Some argue that lotteries actually provide some entertainment value also. The thrill of a potential big win can be exciting to many people and the enjoyment involved in that. The government-run lotteries obviously will ensure some sort of safety and security, preventing frauds and ensuring fairness. Nevertheless, there is always an exploitation of vulnerable populations because many critics argue that lotteries disproportionately target the lower income group and the regressive form of taxation involved. Hoping a financial breakthrough, actually many people who are in financial crisis, they tend to use more and more lottery. The governments tend to become more and more reliant on lottery as an economy support. This may slightly lead into some misallocation of funds. And if lottery becomes one of the primary sources of revenue, there may be less incentive to address more structural and systematic tax policies. Some critics argue that lotteries give false hope to the people, especially lower income people, a hope for escaping from poverty, which is statistically highly unlikely. 1 in a million gets it. This false hope distracts many people from pursuing more realistic and better investment opportunities. The Kerala state lottery business actually supports a lot of employment. With more than 500 employees, the directorate located in Trivandrum, more than 14-15 district offices, sub-lottery offices and regional deputy directorate in Ernakulam. So one of the important goals of lottery is to ensure livelihood of people working in the lottery ecosystem. There are many poor people who live by selling lottery tickets, agents and sub-agents and sub-agents. And people who sell lottery tickets on the streets. So can we look at it as a win-win-win situation? At one side, government is getting good revenue which can be used for social welfare causes, a lot of employment generation, and people who win the lottery, definitely they get some advantage by winning. This is like an invisible taxation regime. The state is indirectly taxing the people by popularizing the merits of lottery and thus attracting them to buy more lottery tickets. So to conclude, whether it's justifiable for a government to make profit out of lottery depends on one's own perspective and values. Definitely the government should carefully consider the economic and social consequences of operating lotteries and weigh these against the benefits of increased revenue for public services. It's important that government should always try to mitigate the negative effects of lottery when they are making revenue out of it, such as funding program for avoiding or preventing gambling effects, gambling addiction, and directing the part of the lottery revenues especially towards education and other socially beneficial purposes. If you like this video, please like it, share it and subscribe. Thank you.